Picture this, a landscape so incredibly vast and so wildly varied that it completely defies any easy categorization. We're talking about a place where the deep, primordial forces of nature have literally carved out a continent of breathtaking contrasts. Welcome to our latest explainer, where we're going on a sweeping cinematic journey through America's geography. We're going to dive straight into the undeniable data and the sheer mind-boggling scale of the United States, breaking down 15 foundational pillars of its landscape. Let's get into it.
Deserts, glaciers, volcanoes, tropical islands. I mean, it sounds like the backdrop for some epic fantasy novel, doesn't it? But it's 100% real. The United States possesses this unbelievable geographic diversity that is honestly kind of hard to wrap your head around until you look at the raw facts. It's a single country that somehow manages to contain the geological extremes of an entire planet. So let's peel back the layers of this giant continent and see exactly how all these crazy extremes manage to coexist.
Part 1. The grandeur of scale, measuring the American behemoth. Okay, so we all know Texas is massive, right? And we know California and Montana are absolute giants too. But Alaska? Alaska completely redefines our entire sense of scale. Think about this. If you take the entire landmass of Texas, add all of California, and then throw in the entirety of Montana, Alaska is still bigger than all three of those combined. It's just a completely mind-bending expanse of wilderness. 20,310. Let that number sink in for a second. That is the staggering height, in feet, of Mount Denali. Piercing right through the Alaskan sky, it proudly holds the title of North America's tallest peak. When you're standing at the base of a 20,000-foot mountain, the sheer verticality of this continent becomes, well, incredibly humbling. And you know, while Denali stretches way up into the sky, the continent's waters stretch endlessly outward. Take the Mississippi River, for example. It's one of the longest river systems in the entire world, flowing for roughly 2,340 miles. Imagine this endless, powerful current just carving its way right through the beating heart of the continent. It's essentially this massive liquid highway that has been shaping the geography, the history, and the very life of the nation for millennia.
Part 2. Land of climate extremes, from blistering heat to Arctic chills.
134 degrees Fahrenheit. That number right there represents the absolute furnace-like heat of Death Valley, which is officially the hottest place in North America. Imagine a heat so blistering, so intensely oppressive, it literally feels like you've just stepped inside an oven. It's a harsh, totally unforgiving environment that pushes the absolute limits of human endurance, and it brilliantly illustrates the severe extremes you'll find in the American West. But then, from a blistering 134 degrees, we drop all the way down to a mere 7. See, Nevada is the driest state in America. The thirsty earth out there survives on less than 7 inches of rain for an entire year. The stark contrast between the roaring flooded banks of the Mississippi and the parched, cracked dirt of Nevada, it's honestly the perfect example of America's divided landscape. The thing is, the United States is a geographical marvel, possessing virtually every single climate type on Earth. You've got the freezing Arctic tundra up in Alaska, lush, humid, tropical zones down in Hawaii and Florida, baking hot deserts in Arizona, and then these sprawling, massive, temperate forests dominating the east. You can literally experience every weather pattern the globe has to offer, and you never even have to cross a national border to do it. Part 3. Vast waters and coastlines, the liquid geography of a nation. Let's talk about the Great Lakes: Superior, Michigan, Huron, Erie, and Ontario. Together, these 5 form the single largest freshwater lake system on the entire planet. They hold so much water, they actually behave exactly like inland oceans. We're talking massive storms, totally treacherous currents, and an endless horizon where you literally can't see the other side. And because of those inland oceans, we arrive at this really unexpected geographical quirk. Michigan actually has the longest freshwater coastline in the world. Normally, when we think of massive coastlines, we're picturing the ocean, right? But Michigan shores just stretch out endlessly, holding a literal world record right smack in the middle of the North American continent. But hey, when we do talk about saltwater, 33,000 is the number you really need to remember. Alaska boasts a staggering 33,000 miles of coastline. Just to put that into perspective for you, Alaska's coastline surpasses the coastlines of all other U.S. states combined. It's this jagged, totally wild frontier where a massive continent abruptly meets the unforgiving sea. Part 4. primordial forces and formations, carved by time and fire. So, quick question. When you think of American volcanoes, you probably just picture Hawaii, right? Well, that's actually a pretty huge misconception. The United States has active volcanoes spanning across multiple states, from the super volatile, explosive geology of Washington and Oregon up in the Pacific Northwest, all the way to the icy, rugged ranges of Alaska. However, to be fair, Hawaii definitely holds the ultimate crown here. Mauna Loa is the largest active volcano on Earth. It's this massive, simmering titan of a mountain. The Hawaiian Islands themselves are just this incredible testament to the raw, literal world-building power that continues to bubble up right from beneath the Pacific Ocean. And moving from fire, we get to erosion. The Grand Canyon is over 277 miles long. It is so colossal, so deeply, permanently carved into the Earth's crust by the Colorado River that you can literally see it from space. Just imagine that for a second, zooming slowly out from the Earth's atmosphere, drifting into orbit, and still being able to clearly trace the outline of this unbelievable geological footprint. Now, from the canyons wide open to the sky, let's journey underground, 400 miles. Kentucky is home to Mammoth Cave, which holds the record as the world's longest known cave system. So far, explorers have mapped out over 400 miles of these dark, cool depths, and get this, there is still more left to be discovered. It's quite literally an entire underworld hidden right beneath our feet. Part 5. Perks and Peculiarities. The Human Footprint on the Landscape. 1872. This year marks a really crucial turning point in history. It was the year America established Yellowstone. Now, why does this matter so much? Because Yellowstone wasn't just America's first national park, it was the world's very first national park. It represented a monumental shift in how humans thought. This sudden realization that these primordial landscapes, with all their geysers and amazing wildlife, were just so incredibly precious that they needed to be protected for future generations. And then, well, we have quirks like this one. Florida actually has more golf courses than any other US state. It's a surprisingly light but entirely true geographical reality. I think it perfectly illustrates how humans have taken a very specific tropical landscape, flat, lush, and warm all year round, and completely shaped it in absolute abundance for our own recreation. So, as we pull back and look at the whole picture here, the reality is just undeniable. America is more geographically diverse than most countries on Earth. I mean, from the freezing glaciers and those 33,000 miles of Alaskan coast, straight to the absolute furnace of Death Valley. From the active fire of Mauna Loa to the endless subterranean world of Mammoth Cave, it truly has it all. I want to leave you with one final question as we wrap up this explainer. Which geography extreme actually surprised you the most? Was it the sheer, mind-blowing size of Alaska? The fact that you can see the Grand Canyon from space? Or maybe it was those inland oceans we call the Great Lakes? Thank you so much for exploring this truly epic landscape with us today. Be sure to subscribe for more deep dives into the incredible forces that shape our world.